Welcome to the quintessential listening poetry online radio and YouTube podcast, streamed live from the heart of Washington, D.C. Here, you'll find a portal to vibrant voices, echoing souls, and an ongoing celebration of the extraordinary power of language. So, prepare yourself to join host Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram and his special guests as they explore traditional and spoken word forms of poetry.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm thrilled to share excerpts from the May 9th Poetry Lovers concert featuring two sisters and a brother. This special event brought together the incredible talents of real-life sisters Cheryl J. Jackson, Loris D. Wallace, and myself. Cheryl and Loris are best-selling authors and award-nominated poets. Their work has captivated audiences worldwide, and it was an honor to share the stage with them. Our goal was to mix timeless classics and fresh creations in a vibrant display of poetry through solo performances and collaborative pieces. We aim to move our audience with the power of poetry and the exhilaration of spoken word, exploring the profound depths of the human experience. During this concert, we presented a dynamic and emotional journey through poetry, leaving a lasting impact on all who attended. Tonight, I'm excited to bring you some of the highlights from that unforgettable evening. So without further ado, let's delve into the powerful performances from the May 9th Poetry Lovers concert. Here are some of the most memorable moments from two sisters and a brother. To begin this poetic journey, Loris D. Wallace will introduce Cheryl J. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Ingram. I would like to introduce everyone to my lovely, beautiful sister, who is the heart and soul of Sisters Rock and Rhyme, and who there would be no Sisters Rock and Rhyme, and believe it or not, it wouldn't be me, because she has supported me in everything. She is a dynamo, a superwoman. She makes it happen. And she's a very passionate poet. She believes in what she's writing. And I am honored to call her my sister. Cheryl.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. I'm floored. Thank you, Loris. That was so nice. Thank you, Dr. Ingram, for having us. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on your platform this evening. I'm very grateful. This poem is called Salutation. We typically like to honor and pay homage to our Black men. This one goes like this. Salutation. I've just got to proclaim, exclaim, and call you all by name. Malik, Dion, Amir, and Tyrone. Daryl, Michael, Zarif, and Ramon. This is for all the deaf brothers who got it going on and on. The brothers are fine. The brothers are fly. Thinking about superfine Black men makes me high. Sporting their froze, locks, waves, and fades. Physiques like Shaka Zulu. Coming in every shade. Reddish brown, bluish black, copper and yellow. Packing much back. Let the sisters shout, let us declare the beauty of brothers everywhere. Hooping on the court, pushing shopping carts, wearing Armani suits, breaking many hearts, hanging at the club or hanging on the street, kicking much game, speaking your rhythmic speech. Yeah, sisters be watching. And Blondie be jocking, sizing you up, scheming and plotting. But this ain't about Blondie. or exposing her plan. This is a salutation of love and respect, revering the Black man. Let the sisters proclaim, exclaim, stating all that we feel, loving our brothers infinitely, keeping it real. That's salutation. I will move on from salutation and we'll just take a little bit of a jump. Loris and I both, we love our beautiful writers in this genre. Loris loves Nikki Giovanni, and I am a Sonia Sanchez. So I wanted to read this poem because I've never read it, and I want to read it. It's called Ode to Sonia. Sonia, you are the baddest, the absolute dopest chick since before and after the rebirth of Harlem. I'm talking as fat as any dame can be, rolling up on the set, bold as any dude, flaunting your ethnicity with much attitude. Now, Nikki is fly and Gwen is all that. But personally, girl, you way better than that. And that's just an undisputed fact. Thoughts, your words are as cold as can be, causing emotions to stir, celebrating Black ethnicity, setting free my soul. Ooh, wee, my soul is free. Free in my Blackness, free in me. Child, I'm free. Free to roam, free to chill, to unapologetically be Black. And that's straight up for real. Yep. Sonia got it going on. This is no lie. Writing about Black thoughts? Now tell me, ain't that fly? Girl, you're dope. Feeling our pain. I said it before, you're one bad dame. Yeah, Sonia, you bad. Girl, and you be getting better. In my world, every day. That's Ode to Sonia. This is called Why We Can't Salute Oppression. White privilege allows your guilt-free conscience to not consider that you're indeed my oppressor. For this reason, you hide behind patriotism and insist that I must do so too. I cannot pledge allegiance to a country or flag that never pledged allegiance to me. This is why you refuse to honor or understand my protest, bowed, not standing, down on bended knee. 2024, and the oppressor is still very much content with pillage and suffering of 404 years of Black inequality. That's why we can't salute oppression. And that poem was special to me because I remembered specifically when Colin Kaepernick first started his protest and watching that and watching the aftermath of what happened to him in the NFL and all of the attention that got. That's when I wrote that poem. And this is called A Visit to the Library. This time around, love has left me with a bitter taste in my mouth. Robbed of all feeling, void of all emotion, no peace or rest do I find. You're an unconscionable thief, taking what you want only to sell it to the nearest pawn shop for the lowest price. The next time around, I will be leery of tall, good-looking Black men bearing promises of unyielding love. The next time I decide to venture off to the library, I will be certain to only bring home the books. This is called The Things I Don't Remember. Since your departure, all thoughts of you have faded from my memory. I don't remember your square dimpled chin, nor do I recall your flawless state of dress. I don't remember the way your soft curly hair felt resting on my fingertips. I don't remember gentle, silky kisses on my right shoulder as you greeted me with good morning. I don't remember the lingering smell of your bath soap or aftershave. I don't remember the 8 tiny crinkles that formed in the corners of your eyes when you smiled, nor do I recall the 4 hairs of your mustache, which refused to keep perfect order. I don't remember the way you whispered, "Good night, sweetheart," in my ear before you drifted off to sleep. Since your departure, no, I can't say that I remember anything about you at all. Those were from different sides of the same coin. And I wanted to just do this one because I love my sister so much. And I wrote this for her. And I wanted to read it because I always read something paying homage to her. It's called Moonchild. And this is still one of my favorite poems that I wrote for her. Hello, round-faced girl with the prickly hair. You are my greatest joy. When I think of you, 1,000 perfectly shaped moons come to mind. I am recalling your smile, lighting up my life just like the moon illuminates a dark and somber sky. You're a very old soul. Your wisdom far exceeds your years. Tell me, have you been here before? We are extended selves, sharing in joy, feeling each other's pain. You are my heart's delight. You are one perfectly shaped moon, illuminating my life. I will now move to Mirrored Images, and that's our second book, and read some poems from this work for you guys. This one I wrote for my dad, and it's called Leave Me Alone with My Blues. Some days, all a person has is their blues. I'm talking the Albert King. I've been down since I began to crawl blues. The down home, play the other record or two, collard greens with cornbread on the side blues. The kind where you just want to be left alone with your melancholy. Let me feel what I'm feeling. The pain of living black, struggle, plantation blues. I've been up all night. Ain't nothing going right. B. King and Lucille, I think you made your move too soon, blue. I'm in a ZZ Hill frame of mind. Just leave me alone with my down home blues. Let the somber and pensive gloom of my soul loop on constant repeat until its familiar cadence becomes stormy Monday blues, remembering Sylvester, my dad, while listening to T-Bone Walker. And that was for him. I'm going to move from that piece into one for mom. And this is my remembrance of her. Every child, adult or not, remembers their mother's cooking. And so we talked a whole lot of stuff over in Mom's kitchen. This is called the healing elixir of Mommy's kitchen. Home, a familiar safe haven, where smells of pure goodness pour from Mommy's kitchen right into the center of your soul. Comforting sense of warm, sugary fruit compote and vanilla extract from enchanting cakes, pies, and cobblers penetrate the air. The fragrant healing elixir of Mommy's kitchen grants us permission to work on our diets and life's problems the day after tomorrow. It's hard to believe this book is already, good grief, 4 years old. Wow. This is called Human We Are, and I love this poem. It's very simple, but this is one of my favorite poems. It's called Human We Are. We live, we hurt, we love, we fight, we retreat, we cry, we hate, we hurt, some more. We love harder, yet we grow. We mature, we become wiser still. What's left after death? Love remains after death. Love remains. Humans live to love. Even after death, humans live to love. This is called Bloody Battered Knees, and this is another social justice point. Black folks sure been asked to overcome a lot. Slavery, emancipation, segregation, a harsh crack of Master's brittle whip, the dehumanizing stain and stench of founding fathers' cruel North Atlantic slave ships. Subjugation, emasculation, castration, Jim Crow, hoods and sheets, police beatings replaced with unarmed civilian shootings, Black folks placed in jail, many found swinging within cold prison cells, poverty, disparity, white supremacy, separate and unequal, Black lives not worth a damn. 278 years of unsung independence. How much more can Black folks be asked to quietly withstand? We've marched. We sang, despite all our suffering and pain. The trees are barer now. Black folks no longer swinging from blood-stained trees. Just plain old exhausted from watching my people, Black folks, living life down on bloody and battered knees. I have so many poems about writing because that's what we love to do. And this one is called Lunacy of Penning, and it goes like this. I write daily. Sometimes the words that live quietly in my head play across the paper as if summoned by a magical source, all of their own power. I am driven to madness, trying to play catch up to wizardry as words form from what is held hostage in my head. Deprived of sleep, days on end, the words keep me awake. I tirelessly try to keep pace as the words come out to play hide and seek. But it's useless. The words live in an enchanted world all by themselves, and I am rendered powerless to stop them. That's Lunacy of Penning. This is called Our Generation's Next Ruth and Boaz. The world is taught to fear and hate you. I am floored by your majestic essence. You are beautiful, and I can't help but love you. I think about your strength. I draw in a deep breath as I admire the audacity of your swag. Watching you walk and taking in your presence is like an awe-inspiring work of art. There's nothing like beholding the beauty of a Black man wherever it is you dare to go. Yes, brother, I said you are beautiful, and that is what you are. No question about your magnetic presence. You draw me in, and that is without ever speaking one word. When you finally speak, it's as comforting as a flowing river. Listening to you espouse God's knowledge of King Solomon's Proverbs. You, I said it, are beautiful, Black man. The way you speak and think, I want to get close to you, as close as I can get. Teach me the ways of God as we build our impenetrable forever foundation. I look at you and know you are a gift from God. I'm your rib, and you are the other half of my soul. You, Black man, were designed to be a restorer of life, one of Jehovah's royal priests. I think it's time for us to set our place in spiritual and biblical history. Maybe we could be our generation's next Ruth and Boaz. Our story will continue. This is a woman poem when you just are in your feelings and you are feeling yourself and you are just, everything is irritating you. And this is why I like this poem. It's called In My Feelings. Just like that, with one quick finger snap, you have placed me in my feelings. And man, I am heated. I am bubbling over. Vows we said to each other a very long time ago now don't mean I am a robot. I don't shut up on command and do whatever you say simply because you think that I should. I was a thinking, breathing, independent human being long before we both said I do. I will remain a thinking, mobile, independent being long after the vows we both vowed remain intact or not. You placed me in the center of my feelings this morning. And from that, there's no coming back. I hate having my mornings beginning in conflict. And yet here we both are. Because you, Black man, have placed me in my feelings again. Damn! This is called the vanishing. Betrayal is in the way you don't protect me from the pain, hurt, and wreckage of the world outside. It's in the words you don't say, very visible in the depths of your hollow eyes. I disappear a little bit more each and every single day. The me I can no longer recognize fading further and further away. Stripped. Emotions laid bare. My soul now so exposed. Shared with you my hopes and dreams and fears. Thought that maybe this time I could rest, be at peace. Could home be within your arms? For a while, my soul found respite, but now I'm hearing unsounded alarm bells looking for the nearest exit, ringing loudly and louder still. No resting place for me here no more. Just somewhere I overstayed my welcome. Now I'm naked, all alone in the dark, wondering when I'll make my exit. Stripped down, completely uncovered, hiding a wounded heart from another unworthy, faithless lover, unwilling to go the distance. I like this one too. This is called The Fall of Superman. I'm sitting here, completely dumbfounded, trying to figure out when, how, and exactly where you fell from the Superman universe I placed you in. I'm so disappointed. It's disheartening having your illusions of perfection destroyed. When all the smoke clears and the fog of love has worn off, you're left there nursing a Heather Headley song. I wished I wasn't in love with you, so you couldn't hurt me. It just ain't fair, the way you treat me. You don't deserve me. Standing here, frustrated and angry at myself for ever having believed that Superman really ever existed at all. Unrestricted boundaries. Unrestricted boundaries is the next poem. Who is this person I hardly recognize, smiling all the time for no apparent reason, singing along to unnamed love songs on the radio, taking a little extra time to make certain my look is totally fly and precisely on point? A ringing phone, an elevated heartbeat. Here it goes again, that uncontrollable smile. Hello, I'm great. And how was your day? An even bigger reason to smile follows. Exchanging idle chit-chat as the conversation flows smoothly. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up first. Can it be that you like me too? An elevated heartbeat makes its second appearance. I could speak with you for hours. This is the best part of our beginning. No awareness of time nor space, remembering the start of us. An unanticipated blush and sudden hush, still unaware of minutes disappearing into untraceable hours. We were unafraid to push beyond unrestricted boundaries, daring to go there just because we could, staying up all night into the early hours of morning. These were our beginnings, taking our time, cultivating our story of where we first arrived at love. This poem is called Love Unspoken. An elongated stare, the small circle of your arms with just enough space for me, a gentle caress upon my cheek, the soothing tug of my hand, one tender and ever so slight forehead kiss lets me know you need to feel closer to me. I too am longing for your heat. Is it possible we have developed our very own presumed unstated dialogue? I look in your eyes and they greet me with that almost secret, as if hidden only for me to see, smile. We have mastered our personally distinct unspoken language of love. This is called Black Living Blue. 406 years of living in pain, making ends meet, feeling life's strains, waiting for our time to capture a piece of America's dream. I forget they weren't intending my people, Black people, to want any of those things. We're not supposed to dream of owning houses or driving luxury cars. Those things are for white folks of privilege, not intended for people who look like y'all, me. Black is just about every day of your life waking up feeling blue. Can anyone please tell me, is blue an imagined color too? Black living is pain that's never talked about, spending our lifetimes working hard, mostly going without. Today, someone asked me what life was like being Black. I paused a very long time before I answered back. Black life is hard. Almost every day feels like an unsustainable curse. Every day a little more painful, seemingly just a little worse than what you lived the previous day before. Black is like living an unwinnable war. Black is painful living, nothing in it is sure. Being Black in America is waking up darn near every single day of living feeling bluer than blue. Does that give you an inkling? Do you now have just a little bit of a clue what it feels like being Black? It's almost every day of waking up feeling bluer than blue if you're born. Black means some days you're just, without provocation, bluer than blue. And this poem is called Unrepentantly Melanated. Melanated pain is ageless. From Mount Sinai to the Middle Passage and beyond Jamestown. It can't be dated or time-stamped. Bought and sold, chained and whipped, subjugated, then segregated, integrated, now educated, still fighting old Confederate flag fights. These folks want me to remain quiet while they have their parades lauding Confederate memories and sanguine flags wave reminiscent of the white-only Jim Crow glory days. Why do I still feel the sting of the slave master's whip upon my back in 2024? The Klan in blue killing Black people in the light of day, smirking as life drains out of our fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, friends, and yes, sometimes would-be lovers. Melanated pain is ageless. From Mount Sinai to the Middle Passage and beyond Jamestown, it can't be dated or time-stamped. Since the moment of the second Black exodus from slave ships, we have borne that pain, then on Black bloody backs, now upon weak and very fragile necks. Black pain is palpable. It's so very hard to breathe. 401 years of white America standing upon the necks and backs of a weathered and worn, unrepentantly melanated nation. Our God has brought us to our knees. And those were poems from our first two books, Different Sides of the Same Coin and Mirrored Images. So that's my set.
Let's continue this Poetry Lovers concert. I give you again Cheryl J. Jackson to introduce Loris D. Wallace.
I am so excited. Can't you? I'm just so excited. Oh my God. I am excited for so many different reasons, Dr. Ingram. And you are gonna experience and hear every single one of them. And I keep looking up there in that corner, and I'm so glad because Dan is still in that corner, and I'm just so happy. Oh, because this woman is a dynamo. She is, I have said it. I've said it on every platform. I'm saying it tonight, so I sound like a little old 90-year-old lady repeating myself. But Loris is my favorite poet, my favorite writer in the whole wide world. And I can't believe that she reads stuff to me first. I get to hear it in the first run of it. And she's just brilliant. And she's beautiful.
Oh, God.
And she's so incredibly talented. Without further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage my Maya, and you guys are going to love her. Oh, Loris, I'm so happy to hear you reading. What are you reading tonight?
I want to start this first poem because this poem means a lot to me, because this poem, my son read this poem when he was in school. he actually memorized this poem, and he had to perform a poem, and this is the poem that he chose. So this poem is called Black Like Me. Black. Black like who? Black like me. Black. Black like you. Black. So black you're almost blue. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, even white chocolate. Black. Black like the night, smooth and right. Black like the dark side of the moon, rhythmically, erotically black. Like a Miles Davis tune. So black you're almost purple, mystical, magical, downright mythological, like Pharaoh's inside his tomb. Black like who? Black like me. And the reason, another reason I like that poem is because one of my favorite writers is Langston Hughes. And I rediscovered this poem by Langston Hughes. And I have to do this poem because without this poem, I wouldn't be writing poetry. This is called Dream Variations. To fling my arms wide in some place of the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done, then rest at cool evening beneath a tall tree, while night comes on gently, dark like me. That is my dream, to fling my arms wide in the face of the sun, dance, whirl, till the quick day is done. Rest at pale evening, a tall, slim tree, night coming tenderly, black like me. I love Langston. He is one of the reasons why I write. And this poem is called Felicia's Blues. And it's called Felicia's Blues, but it should have been called Sister's Blues. But anyway. Don't know why old man Trouble been sitting in my living room. Been sitting in my living room causing my light not to shine. I've been singing the blues, 2 times. Sure enough, hard on her, Been asking the questions, been waiting on the answers. Ain't nobody talking, so I just keep listening. Heard that rainbows don't shine on cloudy days. Days so long, nights so short. Days turned into nights, to days become yesterdays, and I'm still sitting here singing tomorrow's blues. Billy said, God bless the child who's got his own. I say, God bless the child to get his own. Ain't no easy streets mark life. Only unpaved roads leading to possibilities, leaving trails of what was. This is my Black folks anthem, one of my Black folks anthem. I have a lot of them, but this is one. This is one that I like a lot. It's called Why You Hate Me. Why you hate me? You hate me because I walk and I sway to the rhythm of my own greatness, which God gave me from the beginning of time. You hate me because when I talk, I flow like the waters of the Egyptian Nile. You hate me because my eyes glow with the history of an entire nation of priests and kings. You hate me because my rich, dark chocolate skin radiates and reflects the sun, which lights the whole earth. You hate me because my lips are full and soft with a sensuous curve, speaking the Proverbs of Solomon. You hate me because my kinky, soft hair crowns my head like my father Adam and my mother Eve. You hate me because my body was carved by the master sculptor, Jehovah himself. You hate me because you spend your days and nights thinking of new ways to hold me down, but still I rise, soaring higher and higher. You hate me because, King David, I excel at your own test of strength. I run, I jump, I climb, I catch, I throw, and I beat you at your own game. You hate me because I won't let you define me and tell me who and what you want me to be because you're afraid of who I really am. You hate me because you want to be me. Now, this poem, I got to tell a story. This one is called Our Journey Begins. And this poem was written for my sister and her husband at their wedding. And my sister knows that I'm a procrastinator. And I knew for a whole year that I had to write this poem, but I'm a person who excels under pressure. And this poem actually wasn't written until the morning of their wedding at 3:00 in the morning. And my sister kept asking me for a whole year, Lars, did you write the poem? Lars, did you write the poem? And I kept saying, girl, yes, it's in my head. It's in my head. And I hadn't written a thing. And then I realized, oh my God, she's getting married. And this is what I came up with. This is Our Journey Begins. Hey there, brother man, black man, Hebrew man, my man. Can I just rap to you for a minute? Thin line, so fine. Can I have a piece of your time? It's all about the real. Tell me what you want to know. I'll tell you what I know. And together, you and me, we can just flow. You know what I'm saying? In the light of your eyes, I see the fathers. I'm talking Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hey, man, can I be your Rachel? Can we do this thing? Take it back to the beginning. In the essence of your smile, I see the creation, feeling your stimulation. You digging my vibration? Check this out, black man. You and I joining as one, praying as one, moving as one. Two separate entities, but one mind, loving and holding one another, uplifting each other until the Ancient of Days come and make us all one. You dig my flow? You see where I'm coming from? I'm talking to you, long and lean, locked up tight, looking so right. Let's dance to the beat of this rhythm called life. I take your hand, you take mine, and together we move into the end of time. We start our journey in the 6th month on the 25th day in this year 2000. You taking me taking you, and together we vow these vows, sharing our love before God, family, and friends. In oneness today, our journey begins. That was for my sister. And I'm glad it was something that she liked because, man, I gave her hell. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but I really did. She was so worried about that poem. And I'm so glad it came together. This is one of my favorite poems from our first book. All of these poems that I've read so far are from the first book. It's different sides of the same coin. This one is called Motionless Feet. Life, an energy of massive proportions, fueling the earth with movement and sound, leading to the fulfillment of song. A musical of instruments reaching for life's crescendo, crashing to the depths of silence. I've heard the melodies of hope. I've read the lyrics of possibilities, and I've snapped my fingers to the rhythms of yesterday. The songs were sweeter then, the voices much more in harmony. I danced to the joy of the music. I hummed its familiar tune. I played the instruments of love and gazed into the brightness of sorrow. I breathed its clarity, and I've mourned its bitter notes. The piano is now out of tune. The pitch is not quite right. What used to be music is now crackling sounds of an old phonograph, and my feet remain motionless. This is in our second book, Mirrored Images. And this poem means a lot to me, and I hope I don't break down because this poem is about my sister Cheryl. And this is how I felt about her growing up. When we were growing up, I never needed a superhero because I always had one. You were Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Shira, and Almighty Isis, all rolled into one. You were always there to celebrate good. Shield me from the bad. Forgive me. And held me up when I was falling down. You combed my hair, taught me how to read, and held my hand when I was scared. You were the perfect example of what I wanted to be. Forgive me. And though I tried to emulate you, you never stopped encouraging me to be myself. When the world said I wasn't good enough, you said I was more than enough. You are my constant inspiration, pushing me to be better than I thought I could be. You are my voice of it's going to be okay. And because of you, because you say it, I believe it. And everything is always okay. I love you, Cheryl, for without you, my life would not be okay. Now, this is my Black woman's anthem. This is called Black Woman, Mother of Humanity, taken from Adam, literally fashioned by God, clothed in strength and honor, full lips lifting up her Black man and guiding her Black children, skin kissed by the sun, highlighting its natural, smooth, rich melanin glow, hair coiling in defiance to what was once called beauty, redefined to all that she is. Full breast and round hips, letting the world know she is the mother of all creation. She moves in grace like the hypnotic melody of the wind. She is the beginning, the present, and she is what is yet to come. She is pride, she is culture, she is love, she is truth. For she is the Black woman, mother of all humanity, taken from Adam and literally fashioned by God. And then we go to the Black man. You are the beginning. You are strength and honor, created in the likeness of God, created to be God. You are power, the giver of life, and from you, a nation is born. You are father and brother, king and priest. You possess the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Samson. And yes, you are fine like King David. When you shine as bright as polished brass, though they try to dim your light, that's why they're mad, because you shine brighter. When you speak, the whole world stops to listen. When you sing, the angels take flight. When you run, when you jump, when you throw, when you catch, the world pays money to bear witness. The masterful artwork that is your body moves to the rhythm of your own greatness, and the earth stands still, then rotates to your beat. And I, your Black woman, stand proud and in awe, admiring God's beautiful creation, the Black man. Okay. All right. Now, this next poem is inspired because, as you can see, I'm a very voluptuous woman, to put it nicely. But I grew up as a roly-poly, and it wasn't always a great experience. This is me coming to grips with being a roly-poly and telling what I feel about that. What? Did you say you ain't feeling me? You ain't digging what? I ain't your cup of tea. I got too much belly. You don't like this much jelly spread on your bread. You'd like sugar-free instead. I know you've heard more bounce to the ounce, more playground per pound. I know you've been around. What ain't always what you get. The smaller the waist, the less to embrace. The thicker the thighs, the greater the prize. You ain't smart enough to summarize. From your conversation, you ain't down with my flirtation, so I retract my invitation, since I'm not your persuasion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not aggravated or frustrated. I'm just going to take all this yum, yum, yummy where it's more appreciated. So when you see me walk away and you see all this junk I got in my trunk, don't feel like a punk. Just remember what your mama told you. You snooze, you lose, punk. Okay. All right. And this is this next poem is me encouraging women to look within themselves and find their own song. So this is called Sing Your Own Song. Girl, you sure been through some things. Some things you still going through. Sometimes you find it hard to dance. You just can't hear the music, but you keep on listening, struggling to find the beat. Sometimes the record gets scratched. You stumble. Your dance is just a bop. Your bop becomes a sway, and sometimes you just have to stand still. But in those quiet, still times, you manage to hum. Your humming becomes a tune. Your tune becomes a song, and you find your rhythm again. So don't ever stop listening for the music of life, which causes you to dance. Just remember, sometimes you have to sing your own song. And those poems were done in our book, Mirrored Images. And this poem is from our new book, Sisters Rock and Rhyme Presents Poems in the Key of Life. This one is called The Black Condition. Black child, white world, black boy, black girl. White rules, white fear. Black terror, black tears. White laws, black necks, black people we must protect. False accusers, white abusers, black lives, white lies. Black fists, white sheets. No justice, no peace. And this poem, of course, this was written for those who want to erase us out of history and redefine our word woke. This one is called Woke. You've taken our word and you've misused it, misrepresented it, and redefined it. Woke couldn't mean knowing who you are and where you come from, knowing that you came through Africa and not from Africa, knowing that our history didn't start with slavery, but with our father, Adam, and our mother, Eve. Woke meaning we know that we literally came from kings, as in King David, the warrior king and slayer of giants, King Solomon, the wisest king, King Jesus, who was and is yet to be. Woke couldn't possibly mean knowing that God gave us the knowledge and talent to invent things you want to take credit for, like the refrigerator, air conditioner, and the cell phone. Woke enough to know we were the first to successfully perform heart transplants, blood transfusions, and were responsible for vaccinations. Woke enough to know our story and not his story. Woke enough to keep our eyes on the prize and to keep looking toward Zion from where our help comes, knowing that one day we will return to our promised land, where our children will play in the streets of peace and sing the songs of Jubilee. But until then, we must occupy until he comes. Like Stevie sang, teachers, keep on teaching. Preachers, keep on preaching. Believers, keep on believing. But sleepers, just stop sleeping, because it won't be too long. Love Stevie Wonder. My sister knows that I wore her out with Stevie, because I played Stevie Wonder every day growing up. That's how I made it through a lot of things, listening to Stevie Wonder. And my last poem that I want to do is called Hate on Us, Haters. Back to the beginning and round again. Y'all gonna hate until the end. 100% pure hate. So hate on us, haters, now and later, because we gonna be us. Y'all need to catch this bus. As much as you try, the world won't continue to believe your lie. Standing over there on Hate Street. Get off that corner and book you a seat. The truth is coming down the tracks. Time is running out. We're taking our name back. You flip the script, trying to make it fit, but your depiction doesn't match this description. Your delusion is just an illusion. A dandelion can never be a rose. Even God knows those who say they are and are not, but do lie. So hate on us, haters, now and later. And when King Jesus comes, he will reveal his chosen ones. Thank you.
Finally, I was the brother in this fearless poetic trio, and I had the opportunity to share my work. Unfortunately, my voice was quite scratchy and I was hoarse, and the sound, for whatever reason, did me no favors. But I gave it the old college try, and Cheryl J. Jackson introduced me.
It is a joy and it is such a privilege being on the stage and in the presence of Dr. Michael Ingram. I am a huge fan of this gentleman's work. He is unmatched in passion and purpose. There is not another podcast like his on the literary scene. And I am honored to introduce Dr. Michael Ingram.
Young man, your fists clenched tight. You dream of grappling giants, but listen close, son. The real fight ain't with gods in the clouds. It's right here in the dust. Life, that sly ringmaster, he throws the hardest jabs. He bobs and weaves, a phantom dodging every swing. He'll whisper promises of glory, then unleash a sucker punch of death. He'll cheer you from the sidelines, but leave you to face the toughest rounds alone. 24 hours a day, 12 rounds of sweat and grit, each sunrise a bell, each sunset a final gong. The world throws haymakers, left hoops of heartbreak, uppercuts of loss. Your face swells with tears, knuckles cracked from the blows. You taste your own blood. Feel the canvas kiss your back. Every breath is a grunt. Every cry is a wail. You do not wear fancy gloves to soften the blows. Just raw knuckles against the storm. You swallow your fear, spit out despair, fuel your fire with the embers of your will. Where's your cornerman? That's fly life. Who lured you into this ring? He's been through the wars with you, celebrated victories. You licked your wounds in defeat. You thought he was your partner, the one who picked your fights, trained your spirit. But now, when shadows loom and the crowds roar, he's nowhere to be found, just a whispered apology on the wind. No time to train, kid. Gotta get you to the next match. In this war, you dance alone. With each sunset bringing with it new challenges, you are thrown into the ring of a world of uncertainty, a whirlwind of chaos, testing your mettle. But don't forget, son, those whispers of harder, quicker, stronger than life used to utter. They were lessons, not taunts. So fight, son. Fight like the sun paints the dawn, relentless and bold. Life may be a ring master, but you are the champion in your own ring. Every stumble, every bruise, a badge of honor. With every sunrise, you rise again, bloody, unbound. For in this fight, the only opponent you truly conquer is yourself. And one day, when the final bell tolls, you'll out of the ring, battered but unbeaten, head held high, and life, that old trickster, might give you a wink and say, "Not bad, kid. Not bad at all." No. When I was young, I wanted to be an expatriate, and traveled to Paris, France, because I'd heard that so many African Americans in the 30s, 40s, and 50s moved to France. Because at that time, race was not the most salient aspect of their existence. So this is titled, When I Dream of Paris. When I dream of Paris, the sky is filled with expatriate desires that mail like dolly landscapes across the horizon. I walk briskly along the Champs-Élysées, stop only to drink coffee at a small cafe near the river's edge. I must drink quickly. But patriot desires don't linger long. When you live in small town North Carolina, a place where Dolly is better known as the name of the melancholy schoolgirl with faraway eyes who lived fast yet died young. But when I dream of Paris, my nostrils fill with transporting fragrances that lure and enchant like the city of light itself. I inhale the beauty of La Sacré-Cœur, Montmartre, and Montparnasse, and sniff delicately the flowers and leisure dandelions. But I must exhale slowly, because transporting fragrances don't linger long when they're bundled up in dirty clothes that your mama washes for neighboring white families, and it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn to sort. But when I dream of Paris, the night is filled with the music of Josephine Baker. Eavesdrop as her siren song calls the twilight when she did them. But I must listen intently. For the voice I hear is not that of La Femme Josephine, nor is the gentle sounds of Mrs. Mary Alice Grayson, an older woman that my family visits at the Greater Peace Nursing Home. In her room, in her private world, she stands and shimmies all day to the rhythm of the music she alone hears, as she smiles and curtsies to the men she knew when she knew no loss. Breathless but antiquated memories, she clutches her tattered purse and fingers the red silk rose that is still pinned to her dress. But when I dream of Paris, I stop the dream, and I'll wait for more realistic life. The poem I'd like to share, the title is based on Ayn Rand's book, Atlas Shrugged. The poem itself is titled Black Atlas Shrugged. Black Atlas shrunk. They had made him a world and forced him to carry it on his back. They thought it would break him, silence him, and weaken him. He had been colonized to not question, bastardized to destroy family and kindred connections, and subsidized to ensure that he did not make the connection. Atlas shrugged again. They had made him a world and forced him to carry it on his back. A world where marginalization and fear permeated the air, stifling his creativity, suffocating his sense of humanity, channeling his energies in directions that exhausted his resistance and made him deny the majesty of his ancestral existence. Black Atlas shrugged again. But they had made him a world and forced him to carry it on his back. A world that created a codependence and made him feel as if he could not live without assistance. Black Atlas shrugged again. They had made him a world and forced him to carry it on his back. Yet like a coat that does not fit, one day he lifted it off his back and held it above his head. But their world was not big enough to contain his mind, was not strong enough to break his back, was not proud enough to possess his spirit, and like a toy tossed unconcernedly from a small child's hands, he dropped their world to the ground beneath his feet, and from the debris they reeked up indignity and false superiority. He reached down and created his own world, a world made from the rich, sweet-smelling clay found on the shores of West Africa and in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Dark clay that told the story of separation from the motherland, the Middle Passage, and the sands of a foreign land. Yes, he made his own world, fashioned from the soul of Martin, the song of Billy, and the style of Langston, a world that embraces his color and gave him the strength and the resilience to uplift both his sister and his brother. Black Atlas shrugged no longer, for he had made his own world, and he held it above his head and said loudly, "See God, see God, please, as you said it would be." Thank you. It's called Highway Me Home to Heaven. Sun-kissed porch. June's laughter swirls, gin and juice sing on my tongue. Life's sweet pie, a sticky crumb, when a whisper swift and young. Jesus walked the earth again. My heart, a mule, kicks up dust. He had touched down on Uncle Zebo's roof. Might he grace my humble crust? Panic paints my dusty rooms, scrubbing sins, forgotten stains. Lord, highway me on home. I'm tired of this burning rain. Get in the fast lane, Jesus. Open wide. My soul yearns for your embrace. The family feast, a heavenly spread. I thirst for their blessed face. Mary's cakes, a fragrant cloud, Moses swirling his staff of light, Gabriel's trumpet splits the sky, angels dance in robes of white, voices murmur in the stars, a chorus calling below, faster Jesus, faster Jesus, faster Jesus, faster still, my spirit longs to go. Heaven's gate, a golden dawn, welcomes weary, yearning souls. No more dust, no more waiting, only love that makes us whole. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired. He had not slept. A deluge of rain had crept from the morning sky, spilling a barren and bruised amount of rain against his window. The downpour, a vengeful drummer, pounded and kept time with the frantic beat of his own heart. He was a soul adrift, forgotten by the world, and lost in the torrent of his own turmoil. The rain mirrored the tears he could not seem to outrun. Each drop a silent testament to the prison his mind had built as he lay. Nelson Mandela's words from 2008 echoed in the storm's din. I can't pretend that I'm brave and that I can beat the whole world. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, mired. His existence had become a suffocating torrent. It had engulfed him, overwhelmed him, and enslaved him in his stifling embrace. He was adrift, a castaway in a sea of his own despair as he lay there. The Martin Luther King's voice from 1967, a mournful trumpet sliced through the air. As long as the mind is enslaved, the body can never be free. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired, his body a tapestry of aches offered no solace. The rain mirrored the tears he couldn't seem to outrun. Each drop a silent testament to the prison his mind had, perfectly capturing his own grief. And as he lay there, he remembered Miss Fannie Lou Hamer's raw cry and declaration from 1964 that mirrored the ache in his bones, the weariness in his soul. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired. A pale light fought his way through the windows, illuminated a crumpled job application. He had found a new job. A job that beckoned him with minimum wage promises and thoughts of a new beginning, a flicker of hope. Finally, a chance to escape that familiar sting of fear. As he lay, Zora Neale Hurston's words in 1928, tinged with wry defiance, brought a ghost of a smile. Sometimes I feel discriminated against, but it does not make me angry. It merely astonishes me. How can anyone deny themselves the pleasure of my company? It's beyond me. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, scared. He felt suspended between the despair and possibility. He didn't know if he could outrun the storm, but perhaps he could find shelter within himself. A sunrise brewing in the wreckage of the night. He still yearned for the comfort of darkness, the rain's mournful lullaby, but the first rays of dawn held a promise, ever faint, of a different kind of rain, one of cleansing, of renewal, of a soul no longer forgotten, but finally found. He would step out into the rain, not fleeing, but facing it, finding his first strides toward being remembered. As he gazed at the morning light, he paradoxically filled with both shyness. He had traded oblivion for a new cage, bartered freedom for a paycheck. My next piece is titled, Ain't of What Is Philosophy. When I was young, I swallowed in its entirety the ain't of what is philosophy, meaning it is what it is. If it is what it is, and that you should not question what it is, if it is what it is. So I obeyed, believing it is enough. My daddy said it was enough. My mama said it was enough. The preacher said it was enough. And the president said it was enough. So no longer did I need to peek behind curtains. I walked around blindfolded, accepting shadows as substance. Time, a patient sculptor, chipped away at the facade, revealing the hidden isn't, a glimmer of truth beneath the painted mask. Now I dance with doubt, a waltz of question and answer. The familiar quirks revealing something new is not a betrayal, but a metamorphosis, birthing the butterfly of what is. And if the familiar holds is not stagnation, but a deeper understanding of the layers of an onion peeled back, revealing the sweet, pungent core of truth. So always remember to question what it is, because it is what it is until you find out that it ain't. And you'll never know what it ain't until you find out what it is. This is called Grammatically Incorrect, a spoken word symphony. They try to box me in, pin me down with labels, nouns that hang heavy, verbs that dictate my every move, but I am not an object to be possessed, nor a marionette that's with strings for limbs. I am not a whisper of is or was, nor a future tense that can be predicted. My being is a hurricane, ever shifting, rewriting its own narrative, unfurling in defiance of their finite definitions. Forget your adjectives. Forget your modifiers that diminish me. My light burns too bright to be dimmed by their pale comparisons. I am not dependent on their approval, their scales of good and bad. I wear my uniqueness as a crown, a tapestry woven with threads of resilience and fire. Conjunctions cannot connect me to their expectations. Prepositions cannot place me beneath their gaze. I am not an afterthought, a footnote in their grand narrative. My voice will rise, a chorus untamed, unconfined by their rules. Yes, I am grammatically incorrect. A sentence that breaks the mold. My language is the language of rebellion, a symphony of the marginalized, the misunderstood. It sings of freedom, of carving my own path, of being unapologetically me. Take me. Yes, I am. I am a riot of colors, a whirlwind of emotions. I am the sunrise bursting through the pavement, the divine bloom in the desert sand. I am not an error, but an evolution, a testament to the beauty that lies beyond the confines of your textbook grammar. So let me parse them, analyze me, label me with their sterile terms. I will laugh in the face of their limitations. Not just grammatically, but bring in my soul, in my spirit, in the very essence of my being. There is nothing about me that can be described as a noun, a verb, or thing. I cannot be either add or butted out of existence. I am like a phoenix that rises from the ashes, wings of flames, never soaring beyond the reach of somebody else's prescribed word. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. But I can't remember the rest, because heaven for me was bundled up in the brown haze when Daisy died in 1981. She was my heaven. She grabbed my hand every morning and walked with me to school, past the bullies, past the smell and stench of the lower South Side and the sound of, hey, Fat Albert, belched at me by kids sitting on their gray and forlorn front porch. So let me try again. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us our daily bread. But I can't remember the rest. And numb to the taste of food, year after year of eating leftover dirt from a discriminatory mound of white sand that left my mouth dry. I was a speck of pepper in a sea of salt. My tongue had cracked. I do not possess the capacity to eat life's leftovers anymore. But I need to try it again. You try it. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. The kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. I just can't remember the rest. Because as I walk on this earth, I can't find a place to lay my head. I've been evicted from my mind. The ground I walk on is colored with colorless grass, and the sky is like a sunless moonlight. Let me try it again. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. I can't remember the rest. This morning, as I put on my favorite blue suit and white shirt, I adjusted my tie, the red tie that I tied into a Windsor knot. I put on the hat that I purchased the day before. I stared into the mirror. The man that stared back at me was not black. His skin was white, like the piece of paper he signed the morning that I wanted the job, that I thought was mine, that I was told was mine. He signed the paper. I did not get angry, because I still remember that the Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts. I smiled into the mirror and went to work. So I'm going to try one last time. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. The kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. This is my signature piece. It's dedicated to my mom. She passed away 2 years ago. But I think the message is universal. And the title is Shelling Beans. In a small southern town, not too far from the one that you no longer claim, I recently visited my mama. I need to get away from the maddening crowd, the boastful talking aloud that I am no longer what I was. I left that back there just because I needed to see her face. Behold, the originator of a race. I needed to let her know that her son was truly on the go. In the grand scheme of life, mine was cleared of strife, had overcome their small town mentality, and embraced big city formality. I was a giant among men, degraded in all, too beautiful. I wanted to let my mama know that I had become all of that. And in the kitchen, there she sat, big, beautiful, black and fat, smiling from ear to ear. Her baby was home. Too long had he been gone. God's done come. Old cousin Issy flickered. Some of her boys were in jail, so jealousy often finds flicker. Mama, in a loud voice I proclaim, for you the word obtained. I'm bigger than big, bolder than bold. When I walk, my ways paid with silver and gold. So ask me, Mama, about the places I've been and the people I've seen. Do you need some money? Here is yours. My pockets filled with grain. Come, son, she said in a voice both nice and sweet. Come sit here at the table and help your old mama while she's still able. Child, what a day I've seen. Grab that sack and they'll shell these beans. Mama, I said, with an incredulous voice, I came back here by choice. I've been out walking with kings and queens. I don't remember anything about shelling beans. Shelling beans is for the common man. I gave that up when I left the land. So he asked me, Mama, about my plate of riches. Do you need a new dress? I'll buy you one and made with gold stitches. She looked at me in her wise old way. Although I did not know exactly what she was saying, I knew they would contain the wisdom of the ages. She had lived a good life. Therefore, her life's book was full of pages. She said, son, don't you ever forget, no matter how big you, then life's about more than being able to walk with kings and queens. Life's about remembering how to do the common and simple things like shelling beans. You see, shelling beans is a time-honored task. And if you don't remember, then I should have never asked. For me, you've forgotten that true wealth comes from the fruit of the earth, from any place else. What is his real worth? So my son, tell me your story. Is it only of the riches and the glory, or is it also remembering how to do the common and simple things like shelling beans in addition to all you've seen? Mama said in a sheepish voice that trembled, but not by choice. I do remember. So I grabbed that sack and helped shell those beans. We shelled who went on like hours, it seemed. Yet on that day, I did not mind shelling beans, because I shelled at the feet of a queen.
So stay tuned for tour dates. 2 sisters and a brother. Thank you for listening.
Still craving poetry? Hundreds of episodes of the Quintessential Listening Poetry online radio and YouTube podcast are available to listen to or download on iTunes, Spotify, and other streaming platforms. To learn more about the popular podcast or how to become a guest, visit www.QLPORYT.com. Till next time, take care and let poetry ring somewhere throughout the land.